The DC Universe is officially getting a fresh start, and it's almost here. Today we're diving into everything you need to know about the new DCU, from what it is, how we got here, and what's coming up in the future. From iconic heroes you know, to monsters you've never even heard of, we're breaking it all down right here. Let's get started. So what exactly is the DCU, and why are you watching this video? The DCU, or DC Universe, is Warner Bros. Discovery's bold new plan to bring DC characters to life across movies, TV, animation, and even games, all connected in one cohesive universe. But before we dive into what's next, let's take a quick trip down memory lane to see how we got here. Let's rewind.
Now I'm going to give you one last chance to stop acting like Nazi stormtroopers.
Whoa, not that far back. Let's fast forward to the early 2000s. And perfect. In 2002, Warner Bros. Tried to launch a shared universe with Batman and Superman crossover films, hoping to lead up to a Justice League movie by 2008. It never happened. Thankfully, because who knows if we'd have Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. Then later came Green Lantern in 2011, which was supposed to kick off a connected universe. Instead, though, it fizzled at the box office and left Warner Bros. Putting the idea on ice. Finally, though, in 2013, they got serious with Man of Steel. This marked the birth of the DCEU, which is the DC Extended Universe. The DCEU went on to deliver 15 films and a streaming series, but by the time Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom hit theaters in December of 2023, it was clear the DCEU wasn't what fans or Warner Bros. Had hoped for. After countless attempts to kickstart a cohesive, beloved cinematic universe, it became clear the DCEU was messy. And was not delivering what Warner Bros. Had envisioned. And behind the scenes, Warner Bros. Itself was undergoing a seismic shift. Let's zoom out for a second, just to set the stage. In 2022, Warner Bros. Merged with Discovery, a colossal move that completely reshaped how the company operated. And most importantly for DC fans, it changed how the superhero universe would be handled. The new leadership quickly recognized that the DCEU was not hitting the mark, and it was time for a major overhaul. Enter James Gunn and Peter Safran. These two weren't just random hires, they were powerhouses in storytelling. Gunn brought his unique blend of humor, heart, and spectacle, proven by the hits like the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, The Suicide Squad, and for the deep cut fans like myself, in the early 2000s, the live-action Scooby-Doo movies. Safran, on the other hand, had a track record of success with Shazam, Aquaman, and his role in building the Conjuring universe. Together, they made a dream team ready to give DC a fresh start. Their mission? To create a unified, interconnected universe that spans movies, TV shows, animations, and games. In short, to make DC not just bigger, but better. And now here we are, the dawn of the DCU. A bold new chapter with a promise to make the characters we know and love more compelling, more connected, and more exciting than ever before. Now with all that history behind us, what's next? James Gunn and Peter Safran came in with a mission, right? To reset the DC universe, bringing clarity, excitement, and fresh energy. And on January 31st of 2023, Gunn announced the first chapter of the new DCU, which is titled Gods and Monsters. And here's what's on the list so far. We've got Creature Commandos, which is an animated series airing in just a couple days. We have Waller, which is a continuation of Amanda Waller's story post-Peacemaker. We have Superman, the official starting point of the new DCU, which is hitting theaters July 11th, 2025. We have Lanterns, which is a gritty Green Lantern TV show described as a true detective in space. We have The Authority, a movie exploring morally complex superheroes. Paradise Lost, which is a Game of Thrones-esque style prequel about Themyscira. We got The Brave and the Bold, which is introducing the DCU's new Batman and Robin. We have Booster Gold, a time-traveling underdog superhero story. We have Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which is a bold take on Kara Zor-El's story. And we have Swamp Thing, a dark horror-infused film, plus other rumored projects like a Teen Titans movie, a Bane and Deathstroke team-up, and even a Blue Beetle animated series. There's a lot on the horizon. But first up is Creature Commandos. The countdown is on, and hitting our screens in just a couple of days is the first official project in the new DCU, Creature Commandos. This unique animated series introduces us to a squad of monstrous heroes, with every single episode penned by James Gunn himself. Now here's where things get interesting. Following the events of Peacemaker in 2022, Amanda Waller can no longer endanger recklessly human lives for her covert missions like she did with the Suicide Squad or Team Peacemaker. Instead, she puts together a Black Ops team of literal monsters, led none other by General Rick Flag Sr. Now hold up. I know, I can already hear some of you saying, but Dino, Peacemaker and Suicide Squad are part of the old DCEU. But I thought the new DCU was supposed to be a reboot. What gives? Yes, I did say that, and you're totally right to assume that and be a little confused. The thing about these two projects is they're just a little different. Here, instead of hearing it from me, let's hear it from James Gunn himself.
Yeah, it's great. I really love it. So what's canon and what's not these days in the DCU? Because obviously, like, we have Weasel, we have aspects of the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker as well.
Yeah.
Like, what is your thinking in terms of how that works?
Real simply, nothing for sure is canon unless you see it in Creature Commandos Forward for the DCU.
Okay.
Now, in Creature Commandos, you'll hear them talk about things that happened in Suicide Squad or Peacemaker. Well, then those things automatically become canon. The truth is, almost all of Peacemaker is canon, with the exception of Justice League Appearance.
You're late, you dickheads.
Which we will, kind of deal with in the next season of Peacemaker.
Oh, okay.
But really, to be totally sure, everything that's purely canon is Creature Commandos through Superman, through Lanterns, Supergirl, Peacemaker season 2.
Okay, cool. So to sum up, here's the deal. Creature Commandos marks the official starting point of the canon for the DCU, but it will still reference events from the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker Season 1, and when those specific events are mentioned, they retroactively become part of this new canon. So got it? No? Honestly, me neither. When it comes to questions about canon, I feel like we're all just winging it until we see it for ourselves. What seems clear to me, though, is that Creature Commandos is more of a fun amuse-bouche to lead us up to what's to come in the new DCU. As James Gunn himself said in the Gods and Monsters announcement video, the real start of the new DCU will be on July 11th, 2025, when Superman hits theaters. In the meantime, though, get ready for the first 2 episodes of Creature Commandos, which, based on early reviews, has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 93%. And those will be dropping on December 5th, 2024, with new episodes releasing weekly until January 9th, 2025. So a lot of people, yourself included, may be asking why all this even matters. In a time of major superhero fatigue, why does the new DCU matter? And because, just like James Gunn has said, like Peter Safran has said, it's not just about throwing movies and shows at us, right? It's about telling meaningful, character-driven stories across a truly interconnected universe. It's about creating something cohesive, consistent, and most importantly, fun for the millions of fans who have been wanting something like this from DC for a long time. The DCU has the potential to reignite the excitement and love for these legendary characters, and I, for one, am ready to see how it plays out. So before we wrap up, there's this thing I should mention called DC Elseworlds. This term gets tossed around a lot in the DC universe, and it typically refers to stories set in alternate universes, ones that aren't connected to the mainline DCU. For the new DCEU, Elseworlds means any ongoing media that exists outside James Gunn's connected vision. Here's a quick rundown of the current DC Elseworlds projects. We have Teen Titans Go, which is an animated series that has been running strong since 2013 and is still going. We have Todd Phillips' Joker films, which include Joker 2019 and the sequel that came out this year. While the first film was a very massive hit, the sequel's reception has been a bit lukewarm, so its future is unknown whether that will continue or not. Next, we have Harley Quinn, the wildly entertaining animated series that started in 2019 and continues to this day to deliver the goods. If you're not watching it yet, you're definitely missing out. We also have Superman and Lois, which is the last DC show to be airing on the CW. It's been airing since February 2021, and its series finale is scheduled for Monday, December 2nd, 2024. So depending on when you're watching this, it might already be. We also have Batman Caped Crusader, premiering on August 1st, 2004 on Prime Video. This show offers a noir-inspired reimagining of the Batman mythos focusing on a younger Bruce Wayne during the early stages of his crime-fighting career in Gotham City. It only has one season, but it's been renewed for a second season, which should be releasing in 2025. And finally, we have Matt Reeves' Batman Crime Saga, which is probably the crown jewel of the Elseworlds lineup right now. This saga kicked off with the Batman in 2022, and the story expanded this year with the Penguin series, which just wrapped up a few weeks ago, and will lead directly into the Batman Part 2, slated for release in October 26th. So there you have it, a quick snapshot of DC Elseworlds. And that's it, your crash course / nerdy info dump on the new DC universe has come to a close. From Creature Commandos to Superman and everything beyond, we're entering a bold new era for DC storytelling. Whether you're here for the epic heroes, bizarre monsters, or just to perhaps one day see a live-action Court of Owls, one thing is for certain, it's going to be an unforgettable and very awesome ride. Something that James Gunn has said that is super duper cool is how he's pulling inspiration from comics, like the Creature Commandos, like All-Star Superman, and like Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So make sure to catch Creature Commandos airing in just a few days on December 5th. But for now, grab that comic, get prepared, and get hyped. Thanks for watching. And Superman crossover to make the characters we know and more to hit reset which is about a time couple days is the first project on the DCU. Oh my gosh, pinned himself. My goodness gracious. Whew. To be confused and assume, oh my goodness, and you're absolutely right to be assume that, right? Oh my gosh, that's not my words. I wrote this thing of the new DCU. Pinned it. Goodness, stomach. Why are you making noises like that? Assume that. Roll the clip. That was cringe. Roll the clip. What gives? I'm gonna do that again. No longer recklessly endanger lives. Oh my goodness gracious. Can no longer recklessly endanger human lives? God. Whew. Official project in the new DCE. Oh my gosh, stop saying that. Oh! Project in the new DCU. I forgot to say the Creature Commandos. Why is this part so hard? Oh my gosh. Official starting point for the DCU. Oh, canon. Okay, great. So to wrap up, not to wrap up. Okay, great. So here's the deal. Creature Commandos start when it. Okay, let's do that again. Finally, for ourselves. I'm gonna do that one again. Around to see what. Okay, come on. Honestly, oh, that was cringe. Appetizer to whet our appetites. That makes it's more like a fun amuse-bouche. Commandos is more of an is that Creature Command the DCU okay now based on early reviews has gotten a rotten based on early reviews very oh my gosh, get ready for the first oh my gosh Commandos dropping on December 5th. Goodness gracious. I'm not gonna do numbers. Let's just do this whole thing again. Ooh, hello stove, which is an anime. If you're not watching, you should definitely go. I'm doing that again. You should go. Which came out in this from Batman's. It draws in for your Superman comic. No, I'm not gonna do that. Is that cringe to flex? The Superman and oh my gosh, Superman entering a new bold oh my god and get prepped because oh my gosh, that was cringe. What is happening to me? So if you're like me, make sure to catch Creature. It finished on. Oh, I'm doing that again. Official project of the DC. Oh my goodness, I'm taking a sip of water. Goodness gracious.